Hello everyone, I'm Chase, the Rocky Mountain ATVMC, and this is our Youth Helmet Buyer's Guide. Alright everyone, thanks for checking in. Today in this video, we're going to show you some of our top picks when it comes to youth helmets that we sell here at Rocky Mountain. So if you are shopping for a youth rider and you're not quite sure which one to get, this video should really help you out. Now, some advice that I can give when it comes to shopping for a youth rider is, first of all, I don't think you can go wrong with any one of these helmets, but for the youth rider, it's never a bad idea to have them watch the guide with you, because sometimes it just comes down to which helmet they think looks the best. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, as far as fitment goes, it's crucial. Use the sizing guide on the product page to know what size the rider is going to need. But here's some advice. Make sure you measure about an inch above the eyebrow all the way around the head. Use that measurement. And once you get a helmet, to know if it fits correctly, what I recommend is take the cheek pads out, put the helmet on. That way you can feel how it fits just around the crown of the head, and then put the cheek pads back in. But in any case, remember, helmets, they aren't apparel items, so no matter what helmet you get, if you don't like how it fits the rider, you can send it back in brand new, unused condition, and we'll give you free shipping both ways on your first exchange. So with that out of the way, let's get started with helmet number one. So to get started, the first helmet in our lineup is the SC1 Grit from MSR. Listen, if you want to get your youth rider in a high quality, comfortable, good looking helmet at a price point that you just can't beat, you got to check out the SC1 Grit. The price on this helmet is around $85, so great value. And if you want to, look at the MSR Axis gear. They have matching colorways in that gear for all the colors for the helmets. So if you want to get your rider dressed head to toe in really good looking and affordable gear, you got to check out the MSR stuff. But as far as this helmet is concerned, you can be DOT and ECE certified. Give you a little 360 view here. I've actually ridden in the adult version of this helmet. It's really comfortable. And if you look at the top here, what I like is on the comfort liner, on the inside, you actually have some memory foam up around the top. You can really feel that when you put this helmet on. You've got a good venting design, adjustable visor, dual density EPS liner on the inside, which helps absorb those impacts. And overall, like I said, the SC1 Grit, just a rock solid helmet at a great price. All right, next helmet in the lineup is the GPX 3.5 from Leatt. So with the 3.5, you're gonna bump up. You're right around 150 bucks a price. But there are some cool safety features that you're getting here with the 3.5. And what's cool is that they're taking some of their 360 turbine technology that they have in their 5.5, their premium option, and they put it into the 3.5. And here's what's cool about this. So you've got DOT and ECE certification. I just want to point out too, when you look at the back of the helmet, Leatt's known for their neck braces. They optimize the shape of the back of the helmet here to fit with the neck brace. So if your youth rider does wear a neck brace, you are going to get really good fitment as far as that's concerned because of the back of the helmet, the way this is shaped. But on the inside here, here's what's unique. You have emergency cheek pad removal system. You see you got these red tabs here, so which means in the event that you need to get the helmet off as safely as possible, you just pull on these red tabs, helps get the cheek pads out a little bit easier, makes it easier to get the helmet off the rider's head. But on the inside, here's what I like. You have a multi-density EPS liner, but they have what they call their 360-degree turbine technology. You can kind of see them here on the inside. They're between the comfort liner and the EPS, and they're these little blue circular shapes of an energy-absorbing material. And a big claim that Leatt makes with these is that they absorb up to 30% of the impact at concussion level and up to 40% of the rotational energy to the rider's head. So there's a cool feature with that. So it's helping absorb those linear impacts straight up and down, but when the rider's moving, going forward, maybe side to side, it's helping slow down that rotational energy. So a lot of cool safety features built in. Also keep in mind, this is the 3.5. There also is the 4.5 option as well. The difference is the shell shape's a little bit different, but the 4.5, when you look at the side of the helmet, there's actually a channel built into the side where a hydration sip tube can go through. So if your little rider's doing maybe some off-road riding, they like to have a hydration pack and they want to run a sip tube through it, that option's available as well. But again, that's a 3.5, the GPX 3.5 from Leatt. A lot of cool safety features in here. All right, next up we have the SE4 MIPS from Troy Lee Designs. Now with the SE4 MIPS, little 360 view here, I'm just going to say it, one of my favorite looking helmets, period. I own one of these, super comfortable helmet. I love everything about these. Now with the SE4 MIPS, you can be DOT and ECE certified. As you can see, a lot of cool colorways from Troy Lee Designs as well. Some really cool safety features that are in this helmet. First of all, if we look at the inside here, you have what's called their MIPS liner system. So the MIPS liner system stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. And what it is, it creates a slip zone between the comfort liner and the EPS liner. And the reason that's valuable is that in the event of a crash, what you want the rider's head to do is actually slip or rotate inside the helmet, and they say that will help mitigate the rotational forces. It's a safety feature that we see in a lot of premium helmets. You have the MIPS liner system. Also, something pretty unique that Leatt does, and you can actually see it inside the helmet, is they have 3 different pieces of EPS liner in this helmet at different densities, strategically placed to absorb impacts at different speeds. So you have low and your high speed impacts. So they've strategically put that EPS in the location that's going to do the best job possible. On top of that, you'll notice that with the brow area of this helmet, it's a little bit thicker than most helmets. That's because they actually added about 13% more EPS liner in the brow of the helmet here in the front, as well as the back, because those are the 2 most common areas to have an impact, and they said that's just there just to help absorb as much energy as possible. Now, along with that, you got a great venting design. Like I said, super comfortable helmet. And lastly, you're going to notice on the inside too, you do have this ready for the eject helmet removal system. That's something that you buy separate, but you install it in the helmet. It's an airbag system. Essentially, you pump it up, and it just helps get the helmet off a little bit easier. And also to go in conjunction with that, you have the emergency cheek pad removal system as well. As far as price point goes, you're going to be just north of the $200 mark, about $210 up to about $225 depending on colorways. Again, this is the SE4 MIPS from Leatt Designs. All right, so next up we have the Moto 9 coming from Bell. Now with the Moto 9, happy to see that they have some safety features that they take from the adult version, which I've ridden in and I love, and they've put it into the youth version as well. So with this, give you a little 360 view. You can be DOT and ECE certified, and I must say so myself, this Fast House paint scheme to my left, one of my favorites of all the helmets that we've shown you today, because I'm a big Fast House fan. But with the Moto 9, there's some other cool features that I really like about this helmet. Price point on it, you're gonna be around $260. You do go up a little bit. But here on the top, we know a lot of youth riders love to rock action cameras. So what's cool is that they actually have this integrated universal camera mount already built in the helmet. It's breakaway, but you could use this to mount your action camera like a GoPro. So if that's what your rider likes to have, well, you've already got half the work right here for you, and I do like that that is breakaway. On top of that, on the inside, it's a very comfortable helmet. You also, like that Leatt Designs, you have the MIPS liner system. We've already talked about it. It helps reduce those rotational energies. Big safety feature going on the inside. You're going to have a great venting design with this helmet. And also, here's something I like. I've got the small medium here in front of me. I've got the large, extra large to my right. These have the same shell size. And what's nice is that if you buy the small medium for your rider, they grow up fast. They're going to outgrow the small medium. What you can do is you can get the cheek pads and the comfort liner from the large, extra large, put those into the small medium shell, because remember they're the same, and you've just changed the size of the helmet so it can grow with the rider. You get some more life out of it. Again, this is the Moto 9 from Bell. All right, next up we have the V2 from Fox Racing. Now, what I like about the V2 is that you look at the V3, which is the premium offering in the Fox lineup. They took a couple of the big safety features in that helmet, like the fluid inside pods and the Verizorb EPS liner, which we'll talk about, and they put them into the V2. The price point on this, you're gonna be about $230. As I give you a 360 view here, you see you're gonna be DOT and ECE certified. Very aggressive shell shape, pretty different from the rest of the helmets, and that's what I like about it. And also a cool little fact is that Ken Roczen and Chad Reed both ride in the V2. That's just a testament, in my opinion, to how good this helmet is, even at a mid-level price point. Now with the V2, here's the big safety features and what I think makes this helmet so great. The first one, I already mentioned it, fluid inside pods. You see those on the inside here, those blue circular things. What those fluid inside pods do, or the purpose, is similar to what we already talked about, the MIPS liner system. They're meant to help what Fox like to use the term as decouple the rider's head from the helmet. So it helps mitigate those rotational forces. The way they do that is those pods are actually filled with a mineral oil. And also what's cool is that there actually is some padding inside those as well, so they absorb those linear impacts at the same time. So those are the fluid inside pods. You're going to have multiple throughout the entire helmet. The other big feature is their Verizorb EPS liner. If you look at it, it's actually a cone shape. It's quite a bit different than a traditional EPS. And the reason for that is that they say that that cone-shaped liner does a better job of absorbing impact. So you've got the fluid inside pods coupled with that Verizorb EPS liner. And on top of that, you have the MVRS system. Stands for Magnetic Visor Removal System. So what you have with the visor, you have some snaps on the side. You have a magnet in the front designed to help this visor break away a little bit easier in the event of a crash. Again, to help reduce any extra forces to the rider's head or to the rider's neck. So again, this is the V2 from Fox Racing. All right, so last but not least, to finish it all off, we have the ATR2 Youth from 6D Helmets. Now with the ATR2, there's a lot of cool features that are built into this helmet. I'm not gonna go over everything today. So what I recommend with this helmet and the other helmets that we've talking about is make sure to watch the product spotlights where I talk about these in full detail. But with the ATR2, if you look here, you can be DOT and ECE certified. One feature that for me I think really stands out that speaks testament to 6D's time and development with this helmet is that they didn't just take the adult version and make it smaller. Instead, what they did is they actually has the same shell design, but they made the shell and the EPS liners different densities. So it's going to be a little bit softer, just a little bit more compliant for the slower speeds, and the lighter heads are going to be inside the helmet. So I think it's pretty cool that they've done that. Price point in this, you're definitely going to bump up. You're going to be about $450. But here's the big safety features that make this so unique. When 6D first came out years ago with their ATR1, they introduced a technology called omnidirectional suspension. And what this is on the inside of the helmet, you have two separate liners. You have an EPP, which is the outside liner, and you have an EPS, which is on the inside. Those two liners are separated by their isolation dampener towers. And what those do is they say they move in 6 degrees of motion, hence the name 6D for the helmet. And those move in all different directions, helping slow down and reduce those rotational forces. They also absorb impact in a linear direction as well. So it's pretty unique what they do. And on top of those, you also have on the inside, between those two liners, you have their low friction discs. And those low friction discs are just helping, like I said earlier, decouple or help separating the rider's head as much as possible, again, just to help reduce and mitigate those rotational forces. Another feature that I love about this, you're not going to see this with any other helmet that we're talking about today. Because you have those two separate liners and the EPS is what's going to be closest to the rider's head, let's say the rider has a crash. They damage that EPS liner. What you can do is you send the helmet into 6D, they will inspect it for you, they will look at it. If the rider has damaged that EPS liner, they can actually change out just the EPS liner and essentially refurbish the helmet and send it back to you. So that's pretty cool that they can do that. Now they do charge you to do that, but you don't have to go out and invest in a whole new helmet if the rider does have a crash. So what I say, if you're not sure if the EPS liner has been damaged, don't risk it. Send it to 6D. They will inspect it. They will let you know, and potentially they can just fix the helmet and send it back to you. It's pretty cool what they do. On top of that, you'll notice you do have the emergency cheek pad removal systems as well. Like I said, a lot of technology into this helmet. Watch the detailed product spotlight where we actually have a cutaway. We show you what the inside of the helmet looks like just to give you a better understanding of exactly everything that I've just talked about. But again, this is the ATR2 Youth from 6D Helmets. All right, everyone, so thanks for watching our Youth Helmet Buyer's Guide. Now remember, if you have questions or comments, or if you have feedback that you want to give us, leave those comments and questions below. We'll get your questions answered. To pick up your next helmet, it's really simple. Click on the link or head over to RockyMountain-ATVMC.com. Remember, orders over $75 ship free. And if you like this buyer's guide, make sure to subscribe to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel. Give that notification bell a click, and that's going to always keep you up to date. I am Chase. We'll see you on the trails.